Good morning and welcome to the workout for episode number 7. So in this workout, we're going to be working back, and rather than doing reps, we're going to work to time. So we're going to do 4 exercises. We're going to do them for a minute each, and we're going to have a little bit of time in between while we change over, and I'll show you a bit of a demo of each one as we go. So when I said back, a lot of the time as a boxer, we work push-ups, we work the front of our muscles, the front of our chest, and we forget about the back. So today we're going to do back. It's really important that for all of the work that you do at the front, you balance it with making sure that your back is nice and strong. So we're going to start with 20 Supermen. Now Superman is, I'll show you back here. And then I'll do the reps for a minute, having a chat to you and talking about the exercise as well as other stuff. So you lay flat down on your stomach. Your arms right out in front, your toes pointed back. Just make sure you can see. Pop your forehead on the ground. And then switch on your stomach muscles and lift your feet and your arms and head off the ground at the same time, and hold for one moment. And then drop down, here and down. There's a couple variations. You can have your hands here if your shoulders find it difficult to get right up into that position. Here and down, here and down. I'm going to do the variation with the arms out in front. So I've got a minute of Superman. And while we're going through this minute, guys, I have a chat to you about the podcast that I'm going to do after this. So arms out in front. Work that lower back. So yesterday's podcast, I wore my wedding dress. I've seen posts of women putting their wedding dresses on, and I always thought they looked a bit stupid and a little bit crazy. And now I've realised that I am that stupid, crazy lady. I put on my wedding dress and I did an arms workout. And then I did a podcast. So I am that crazy lady. And we're going to talk about craziness and mental health a little bit in the podcast straight after this. So remember to breathe through the motion. None of this should cause you any pain. And that's over a minute. So now the next exercise that we're going to do is bent over rows. I'm going to use a resistance band for this one. Now, with this resistance band, I'm going to pop one foot and the other foot. I'm going to put them nice and wide because I want a lot of resistance with this exercise. I'm going to cross them over. And now, a bent over row position means that you need to have your hips back a little bit and your back not quite level with the ground, but in a bent over position. Shoulders back and down. Now I'm going to grab a little bit lower. I'm going to pull our elbows towards the ceiling, but brushing them past our body like this. So we're going to work this one for a minute. Really good back exercise. You can do this with a barbell, dumbbells, kettlebells, any kind of weight or resistance. We're also working our tricep muscles. Keep those elbows brushing past your body nice and tight. Keep those hips back. You'll feel this exercise in your glutes as well. So as I was saying, I'm a little bit quirky, but a little bit crazy, and not always crazy in a good way, I can tell you that. Sometimes in a way that's not really easy to understand, or sometimes not really easy to live with. A couple more reps and then I'll show you the next one. I guess nobody's perfect. But I think sometimes as a woman or as females, we tend to let emotions rather than thoughts control the actions and reactions that we have. And sometimes that's not always the best way to be. The next exercise that we're going to do is seated rows. So I'm going to put this Resi band away and I'm going to grab this one. Now again, I want to get quite a bit of resistance on this. So what I'm going to do, see if you can see what I do with my toes. I'm going to pop the resistance band around the front of my feet and then swing one handle this way and one handle this way. So I've got it wrapped around. Now it's important that I'm not hunching over while I'm doing this. Shoulders back and down. Switch on my core. Make sure that my seating bones are touching the floor. And then same deal as the seated rows, I'm just bringing my elbows nice and close into my body and pulling back. Working those muscles in between my shoulder blades, all around underneath my armpits, and also my triceps at the same time. Now this kind of an exercise with Resi bands, you can work like I am now and just doing reps. Well, now we're going to do pulses. So we're going to pull back and hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then forward, and then back for 5. And one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there we go. And then the next backup exercise that we're going to do, the last one, is called a cobra. Now, cobra exercise is very similar to a Superman, but we're going to incorporate our shoulders into it as well. And we're going to get a nice stretch through. So I'll show you what a cobra looks like from the back here, where you can see my whole body. Here, again, hips flat to the floor, forehead on the ground. And I want my arms to be pointing in a V shape. Here, same thing, I'm going to lift my feet and legs off the ground. I'm also going to lift my upper body off the ground, but I'm going to come to this position. So we go here and down, here and down. So I'll show you those in front. This is our last exercise. Please hang around and have a chat to me on my podcast, which is coming up straight after this. The hips flat to the ground, arms in that V shape, and we come up into a cobra position. Here and down, here and down. Really stretch through the shoulders. Couple more reps. And down. And down. And that is our back workout for the morning. Please hang around and listen to my podcast, which is coming up.